he was actually the 6th place overall across the line. So he evenly split the rookie 600s for sort of the top 10 of the rookie 600s, I should say. Sean Crone was the first, or was next over the line ahead of Jake Donkersley. First of the 2 strokes was Hayden Smith. What do you... Go on, mate.
Just having a look there, I can see pole position in the Open 500s is empty, but it looked like it could well be Henry Ross at the back of the grid for the Open 500s.
That might have been Henry being the tyre warmer tart and getting the being released from the collecting area late.
Rookie 600s certainly is, as the Rookie 600s head off underway now, and it's Fraser Lisichenko who takes the running as they go through the dip and up towards Druids. Lights are on for the Open 500s, and away we go. And we can see Henry Ross there just carving his way through the field on the approach towards Paddock Hill Bend there. He's made his way past 5 already, and that's another 3 or 4 as they go into Paddock Hill Bend. So that is 7th place, I think, there, Keith, for Henry Ross.
Yeah, well, we expect Henry to do well. Of course, he rode brilliantly yesterday, picked up the Vezra Pads Award from Hero there at Vezra, himself on the podium yesterday, the Chairman's Award. He rode absolutely brilliantly in the 600s, and of course he picked up this race win yesterday as well. So we'll keep an eye on his progress, but I don't think he's going to be any sort of slouch whatsoever. However, there'll be some other people trying to keep him honest, but I have to say he was so dominant yesterday, it'd be hard to see him getting beaten as Fraser Lisichenko comes across the line ahead of Waters, Roche, Cherry, Allen, Morris, March and Thomas. So Lisichenko looking good for the Vince Fox Trophy because he's already got a lead of 1.6 seconds, doing a 57.3 on the opening lap from the standing start there. Here come the 500s then. And at the moment it is Luca Wilkinson leading Jake Donkersley, Sean Crone. Henry Ross is up to 4th place. He's showing us going down a place, but actually he's made up 15 places or something like that. Smith leads the way once again in the 2 strokes. Then it's O'Hara, Tucker, Bailey, Tolan, Davis, Harvey, Holt, Hamilton, Beard, Crack, Brinos and Bainborough. So a good little mix of bikes there. Any changes at the front of the 600s there, mate? Looks like Lisichenko is running away with it.
Yeah, still looks like it's Lisichenko as he comes around Clark Curve on towards the start-finish straight again at the end of the first of the flyers, and it's a 52.385. Yesterday he managed a 51.5, but I was just having a look at the previous results in the Rookie 600s, Keith. The average speed for Fraser yesterday is the quickest we've seen in at least 5 seasons, so he's certainly not hanging around, is Fraser Lisichenko, with a 52.385 on that opening lap. He's down in towards Graham Hill Bend already through that 90-degree left-hander. Open 500s are across the line already, and it's Luca Wilkinson, Henry Ross, Jake Donkersley and Sean Crone, all on ZX4R Kawasaki's, I believe.
Yeah, I think they pretty much are. Notice Sean O'Hara's out there on his CB500. I'm surprised more of the CB500s aren't using it as a second class, actually, because it is an open 500. And let's face it, here it doesn't cost much more to enter another class. And it's the least expensive thing to do is to enter a second class. And I'm surprised more people aren't doing it for a bit of track experience, which is clearly working out nicely for Sean. And who knows, if the conditions get a little bit tricky, you never know what you're going to end up on the roulette wheel. As the leaders in the 600s have come across the line once again, 5-second advantage to Lisichenko. He really is the class of the field here. Waters and Roche are pretty much as they were yesterday as well. So already it looks like they're finding their feet as far as the class pecking order goes. But bear in mind, this is only the second race of 36 or so races this year. So a long way to go before the championship is decided. But not so long to go before the Vince Fox is decided, because if Fraser Lisichenko can keep this pace up, he will be awarded that trophy after the next race. Henry Ross, unsurprisingly, has found his way to the front of the 500s ahead of Luca Wilkinson. And he has opened up a gap by only just half a second. Let's see if young Luca can hold on to him. Slight variation in machinery, of course. No, it's not actually, because they're both on ZX4Rs, aren't they?
Yep.
Luca's on the ZX4RR, and it's a ZX4R for Henry. Now, is that the older one, I wonder? I'm not sure. No, I just don't know which machine. That's the trouble with Kawasaki 400s. They could be anything, really, couldn't they? There's been a few over the years.
It's good to see Hayden Smith out there in the Open 500s.
I love that KR1. Really
KR1S, isn't it?
Yep.
What did you say, 1990 came out, was it?
Something like that, yeah, late 80s, early 90s, that's for sure. And he's doing a real credit to him and his dad there.
I think that's where we first saw Nick race here, wasn't it? A few years ago on a KR1S.
Yeah, we did indeed. Probably the same bike, in fairness. Nick's been associated with the brand for a long time. Obviously, did so well on the Kawasaki in the 400s, winning both the Sub 64 and overall championship. And young Hayden even though he was a rookie a few years ago. He's impressed us with his speed. Not gone on so well with his NXR 750 Kawasaki, but he might give that another go at some point. So fastest man on the track is Henry Ross, 51.719, 51.712. He comes across the line this time and moves his way now into 9th place overall. So lots of chopping and changing there. Crone's gone past on Morgan. Donksy made up a couple of places, going past on Goff and Bale. Cherry has climbed onto the podium in the 600s ahead of Timothy Roche. However, we've still got 4 laps left in the race for him to make that up. But the fastest man on the track at the moment is Henry Ross on the 400 Kawasaki.
Oh, looks like Luca Wilkinson just got shown the high line there from one of the... somebody get a CB going slowly at Clearways as well, returning back to the paddock. But Luca Wilkinson, he did find his way through, but had to go up onto the grass from one of the Open 500 riders, one of the lappies, I suspect. But nonetheless, Lisichenko now has a 6.9 second advantage, purple in sector number 2 on that previous lap. But his fastest lap of the race now is a 51.761, only a 10.5 away from where he was yesterday. Across the line goes Luca Wilkinson, Jake Donkersley and Sean Crone, who finds his way through on one of the rookie 600 riders of number 198. And that is Charlie Vale on the GSXR 600. But the race leader is making his way round Clearways now and on towards Clark Curve. Looked like a little bit wide there for Fraser, but he's got it all under control now through Clark Curve and coming across the start-finish line now with 2 laps to go. On that lap, it was a 53 flat, so a slight hiccup over there at Clearways, but as we said, it's all under control now. Looking out for Hayden Smith, there he goes. Oh, rider down at Graham Hill Bend there, unfortunately, Keith, but yellow flags will go out, and just looked as though that rider was a little bit wide, a little bit too much front brake, and away she went. But he's up and walking and perfectly okay. Just a bit of a bruised ego, I suspect.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I saw a big cloud of blue smoke, and I'm guessing they ain't a 2-stroke, so I think that'll be the locked brakes torturing the tyres, unfortunately. So the marshal's quickly on the spot as ever as the rider stomps his way all the way up the hill there. It becomes a very long walk. So the yellow flag's putting everything under control down there. As one of our riders will be licking his wounds, as you say, and certainly won't be collecting any large trophies after the next race, that's for sure. Maybe pick up a medal in the next one. We'll wait and see who that is that we've lost very shortly, because there we go, tumbling down our order very soon. I think it's one of our rookie 600 races. Certainly not our leader, because Fraser Lisichenko is coming across the line with 53.5 second lap there. Henry Ross continues to go even quicker. He's done the 51.090. And of course, whatever time Henry does today, or anybody does today, will be the fastest lap of the weekend, will be our new lap record, of course. So somebody's going in for a few months.
I think it was number 343, David Brown, down here at Graham Hill Bend, unfortunately, on that purple machine. But as we said, he's just watching from the sidelines now, which is frustrating. It's Fraser Lisichenko then up towards Clearways for what will be the final time. Of course, this is the last lap, lap number 9 of 9. So around Clearways through Clark Curve to take the second victory of the 2 races we've had so far this weekend. It's the number 36 machine on the Yamaha, Fraser Lisichenko, by over 6 seconds from the number 248 of David Waters. In fact, David on that final lap put in his personal best of a 52.545, which is half a second quicker than he did yesterday. So he's definitely going in the right direction.